right, there we go. All right, this is not going to be the brightest video, and so I'm going to apologize for that ahead of time. I am not home, obviously, and so me and Miss Hella are out and about visiting some friends, and so I'm able to do the live stream here, uh, for you guys, and that's what we're going to do. So, all right, before we jump into this video, there's a couple of things I'm going to talk about first. And so I want to do a clarification on my earlier video today because I was called out on something. And so we're going to clarify that for everybody. And so we're going to do that very early on here. But first of all, before we get started, I just want to remind everybody that this is a very family friendly oriented channel. I would ask you all to please be decent to each other in the chat. No racism, no nastiness. Let's have a good stream and let's have fun. If you cannot abide by those very simple, easy rules, those awesome people lit up in blue with the wrenches are going to boot you out of here because we are not going to have it. All right, it's as simple as that. We want to have a good stream. We want everybody to have a good time, have a good discussion, and we will go from there. Now, reading comments, and I just literally sat down here. I had like 5 minutes to read comments before this stream started, so I didn't really get a chance to go over things as much as I would like to. So I got to show you. I don't know if you guys, I can just. I'm going to do this real quick. Look at that nice wood stove right there behind me. Beautiful, uh, beautiful cabin that I'm in. So I want to do a quick shout out and thank Cody for allowing me to do this stream here at his place. And thank you very much for doing that. Okay, so clarification first. Let's do clarification first. So if everybody remembers, and I guess a couple people wanted to try to call me out because I said I never wore this, I never got that, which I never did. So when everything first started, before they finally shut off air travel to people after they gave them plenty of time to travel over here, if you remember that, when we didn't know how bad everything was going to be, I was concerned. I absolutely was concerned as a nurse, and they're showing video of people dropping dead in the streets in China. You guys remember those videos? I sure do. And I was very concerned. So before anybody was told, right? Before anybody was told to put this on your face or wear gloves, I was doing that. Yes, I was. I will be the first to admit it. I absolutely was doing it. And then I realized that there was a lot of manipulation going on. Okay. So I changed my tune. So by the time, so let me just be real clear on this. So by the time all these things came out that you need to do this and you need to do that and you need to do the other thing, I had already stopped doing that. Okay. Had already stopped doing that. So there's your clarification. I'm not flip flopping like people were saying in some of the comments. I'm going to be honest, going to tell you the truth. And so, but during the height of this thing, when everybody was running around like little scared chickens with their heads cut off, I just continued to live my life. I basically said I was not going to live in fear. And that's what happened. So, that's how that goes. So just being as transparent as I can be. And so, there you are. I hope that explains that. Because, of course, here's the best part, guys. And I want you to remember this. Trolls remember everything. They know me better than my most loyal fan ever will. And they're going to always oh, well, he said this and that's not right because he said this before and blah, 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 blah. So, call me a liar and stuff like that. So, wanted to clarify. So, that's clarified. Now we're good. Now we can move on. So, anyway, we got 222 already in the chat. We only got 73 thumbs up, guys. So, if you have not shot that thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to really, please do that to show support for the channel. And thank you ahead of time. Also, it really does help with the algorithms. And Ed, you have haters, embrace it. Oh, they love it. They love, yeah, they love the hate, which is fine. Like I said, I don't lie. I'm not making things up, and I never will. So, Jay, I'm at a friend's place. I came up here. Me and Hella came up here for the weekend, and after that, I will be heading back to New York for Thanksgiving. And so gonna be here for a few days and enjoy some time with some like-minded people and good company, and that's what we're gonna be doing. So just putting that out there, But so that's where I'm at, and I'm not gonna tell you exactly where that is, obviously, but so anyhow, what I was gonna say was, so my mother lives in Batavia, okay, and so she is right in the crunch of where everything's happening. They're getting hammered with the lake effect snow. They have already gotten over 2 feet, and it's obviously still snowing. It's going to be snowing straight through until Wednesday. They're looking at the possibility of having as much as 4 feet of snow by Sunday. Now, so what about the homestead, Ed, right? What about the homestead? What about Heather and Becky? Uh, in that area where we are at in the homestead is only going to get about 3 inches of snow, maybe 3 to 6, I think is what they were saying. So not anywhere near anything to worry about where they're at. Obviously, mom is in a high rise, so she's good to go. She's actually prepped up and ready if the power goes out. She's ready to be able to deal with that, and so she's in good shape. Now, my niece is also in Batavia, and it's one of those storms. You know it's coming, so you get prepared ahead of time. They told everybody it was coming. They shut down everything ahead of time in anticipation. I mean, they've already moved the Buffalo Bills game to Detroit because it's just going to be that bad. They didn't want people risking their lives to try to come out to the Buffalo game because of the weather. So I-90 has been shut down, I believe, from like Cleveland all the way to past Buffalo, and so that's they're just trying to keep. No snow at the homestead in West Virginia. Nope, Jay. Nope, no snow down there yet. Now it's been cold. Now, so let's talk about that for a second. So we've had this cold streak come in, and it's been very, very cold at the homestead. So what I have been told by locals, people that live down there, because obviously this is my first winter in West Virginia, that this is January weather, is what we're getting right now. This is not normal. It's not normal weather. And so this cold front that came down and it's hammering people, it is definitely not the norm. So, they're basically the weather that we're getting right now is normal weather that we would be getting in January. So if this is the January weather, what January is going to be like in West Virginia, um, I'm down. I'm ready. That's cool by me. It's been chilly, and I'm not going to lie, and it's kind of sucked, and that kind of, it happens. But I mean, it's definitely going to be worse in New York. I know that at home right now in New York, that they do have snow on the ground up there already, and like I said, they're going to get like 3 to 6 inches, I believe, in that area. So I would look on my phone and see, but I am in an area where I am not getting any Wi-Fi. Period. So anybody that wants to try to call me, email me, or something like that, I'm not going to see any of that for a few days. I will be able to do video while I'm here, and what I may do, just for the people that that are allowing me to stay here, I may do videos with this background. So that's I'm not going to walk around outside. You're not going to see any of that. So I'll do my videos for tomorrow. I'll do them. I'll sit down and I'll do a few sit down videos for you guys, and we'll do it like that. And I'm still planning on live streaming on Sunday. I should be back in New York for Sunday's live stream. So that's the game plan right now. So that's where we're at. All right, but I want you guys to remember something, right? What were we being fed? And I know this is like an anomaly type of storm. I get that. I get that. But if the planet was doing what we were told that it was doing, right? Oh my God, global warming is so bad, right? Who remembers all that? I remember all that. Then they changed it. I want you to remember that too. Remember, because it was global warming, but now it's climate change. Why the change? Why the change? Hmm. Could it possibly be? And I'm not saying that it is. I am speculating here, right? We're just having a conversation. Could it possibly be because we are in a grand solar minimum and the planet is actually cooling down and not getting hotter? Could that possibly be it? I don't know. Just, I'm not saying, I'm not trying to spread false information in any way, shape, or form. I'm just saying it's quite interesting if we are being told that, oh my God, things are getting so bad and everything's warming up, and we're going to have, Florida is going to be underwater and all that type of stuff, but yet how could we possibly have this kind of a storm with this much snow in November, right? If the planet's getting warmer, how does that work? Does that make any sense to anybody? Like I said, I'm not saying yes, it is, no, it's not. I'm just asking questions. So just so you guys know too, I'm going to show you, I am drinking a beer tonight when I'm doing this live stream. So as I have said before, the planet goes through cycles. It goes through grand solar minimums. It goes through grand solar maximums. So that absolutely causes the temperatures to either rise or to go down. Right now, we are in what brand it is tonight is Labatt's Ice. So Labatt's is pretty much, if I'm drinking beer, that's my beer of choice. It's usually Labatt's Blue. And I actually have some Labatt's Blue here as well. But I was getting ready for this, and Cody said, "You need a beer for the stream?" I said, "Please." So he went and grabbed me an ice, which is just as good. I have no issue with either one. So, but yeah, Suspicious Observer, Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project. These are some very, very, very intelligent people. Duchesne, I think is another one, if I'm not mistaken. Probably saying his name wrong, but those are guys that they're very, very smart people, guys, and they are not bought and paid for by the government. So they are not a government mouthpiece. What you got, again, I don't know how many times I have to say this part of it. The government has an agenda, believe it or not, okay? And you are going to get what information that they want you to have. They're not going to give you the whole truth all the time. They're not going to, you're being fed what they want you to hear. So if you sit down and you watch whatever news channel, and I don't care which one it is, and you believe everything that is being said, on those channels, then that's your choice, and stuff like that. So I got to tell you, I was talking, and I was going back real quick. I want to talk about the comments that I got, and I didn't get a chance to read them all, like I said before we started doing this stream, but a lot of the people were like, well, we had to make a choice. We had families to take care of and stuff like that. Here's what I want you to remember something, folks. Okay. So number one, what's happening now? New York State, everybody that got fired because they wouldn't do this is now being rehired, and they're getting back pay, right? Because it was unconstitutional what was being done. If enough people, now let me just say this. So, I know it's, some of you, well, I didn't have a choice. I had to support my family. Okay, yeah, great. And that's your excuse of why you did it, right? That's perfect. You can, like I said, if you did it or you didn't do it, it doesn't affect me. I don't care. You can do what you want to do. You're all adults. But what I am saying is this. Now listen real carefully, if enough people said no, not a small little group of people that they can call, conspiracy theorists and lunatics and label as, anti whatever, right? They can keep it like that. But if we had millions of people that said, you know what? No, I'm not down with this. I'm not doing this. They would have stopped it, folks. They would have stopped it. And so that's my take. And that's it. And like I said, you guys can believe whatever you want to believe. You can justify anybody out there of why they did it. You can make any excuse that you want to do. If you really had a conviction and didn't want to do it, and I'm going to give a great example. Yeah, me, easy decision, right? I'm a YouTuber. That's how I make my money. I don't have to answer to anybody as far as, for the most part. YouTube, keeps us under, their little dancing puppet strings. But I didn't have to make that choice because of that. Okay. But I will give you an example of somebody who made that choice, stuck by their guns, and never did it and walked away from their job. And that's Angry Prepper, folks. And, he could have still worked another 5, 10 years as a firefighter. And here's the best part now. Here's another part now. Now he can go back to the fire department if he so chooses to. He can go back and he can go back to work, and he never had to get it to do it, right? Yeah, Jason retired. He chose that option as opposed to, no, I didn't say he was fired. He retired. But the choice was, what are you going to do? And his convictions were so strong that he retired. He had planned on working so many more years because his pension would have been better, but he made a choice because his convictions were that strong. And I respect that. Okay. So, we all had a choice. We all had a choice. And whatever justification that people wanted to use for either doing it or not doing it, and like I said, again, no, his kids are not grown. No, they're not. Sunset from Ohio. He has one child at home right now that is a teenager. So no, his kids are not grown and gone. He does have adult children, but he also has children at home. So, you know, again, do what you got to do. Okay, do what you got to do. I don't care. I don't. I don't care at all. It's your choice. But don't make excuses of, well, I had to because of this. No, you didn't have to do anything. You didn't have to do anything. You chose to, right? So when people like myself or somebody else calls people that went ahead and did something, right? And I can say what it was, but did something, and they're called sheep, is because you went along to get along. And if you watch my video earlier today, if you haven't watched it yet, and I say it like it is. And if you don't like it, like I said, again, that's okay. You don't have to like it. You're not going to like everything I say. I don't expect you to like everything that I say, you know. But those, like I said, we all have choices, period. And so that's pretty much all I'm going to say about that. And let's go back to the weather here. We're talking about historically low temperatures for this time of year. Again, global warming doesn't really seem feasible if that is the case. How could that possibly happen? So again, the titling has been changed. We were global warming for so long, and if you remember, okay, I'm trying to think. Wanted to be president, lost because of Chad's in Florida. Oh God, what is his name, guys? If you remember, Bush beat him. Who am I talking about here? Because he went all in the whole green movement afterwards. I know you guys know what I'm talking. Al Gore, thank you very much. Yes. So Al Gore, oh, this is going to be, the ice caps are going to be melted by XYZ, and they're not. They're not. Okay. So fear is used a lot. It is always used to get you to comply, to do what you're going to do. The wording is all done in a way to make it look like, you know what? You're doing this for other people. You're not just doing it for yourself. You're doing it for the people around you. And that's why you have to do it, right? Who remembers that? And those people that said, yeah, you know what? No. Well, then you're selfish, you conspiracy theorist, right? All that type of stuff. I remember. I remember, you know. And what were we doing this summer? What were we doing this summer? I remember being at two Yankee games in Baltimore, Baltimore down there. And lo and behold, we didn't have to show any proof of anything. Nobody was wearing anything on their face. I mean, some people did, but that's their choice, right? I went to an Aerosmith concert this year up in Boston with a whole bunch of other people. Not very many people had this on their face, right? And lo and behold, we're all still, probably most of us are still alive. Isn't that weird how that works? Interesting. Very, very interesting. So here's what I said before, and I'm going to make this prediction again. Now that the election is over, what was just recommended in 6 counties in New York State? Does anybody know what was recommended in 6 counties in New York State now that the election's over, right? Indoor what? It is now recommended in those 6 counties that you have this on your face, right? Indoor. They're starting again. So how long are we going to put up with it? That's a question. That's just a question. Uh, Curiosity. What are you going to do? You're going to go along to get along. I don't want to cause any problems, and I don't want people to be upset with me. Guess what, guys? I don't care if anybody's upset with me. If I'm out and about in public, I'm going to live. Like I said, I told you, I continue to live my life. I did not live in fear. And lo and behold, here I am. I'm still here. How is that possible? How is that possible? That's all I'm saying. That's not false information. That's the way it is because I am still here and I did not comply and I did not go along. So, but anyway, weather, getting back to the weather, a lot of stuff going on, a lot of crazy temperatures, record temperatures being happened. What we had last year down in Texas, right? All the issues last winter there, and things are starting early. It's November, and there's this huge snowstorm happening in Buffalo. And how long is that snow going to stick around, right? Uh, they get 4 foot of snow. That's not melting overnight. That's going to be around for a while. So, it's very interesting to see. I think that, moving forward, it is, yeah, Ryan Hall predicted it. Yep. Ryan Hall, man, I'll tell you what, he is the guy. He is definitely the guy. But, it's like I said, a lot of snow, a lot of snow, isolated areas, lake effect, obviously, warm temperatures over the lake still, in that, those storms come in and that cold air, and they're just, they're getting hammered. They're getting absolutely hammered. So, it's very interesting to see. Very, very interesting to see. Yep. So, like I said, now I talked to mom. When did I talk to her? Probably 2 o'clock. And at 2 o'clock, she said they had 2 foot of snow. And again, it is expected to continue to snow. This is Friday. It is expected to continue to snow nonstop until until Sunday. Uh, just got here. Beautiful background. Where are you? I'm at a friend's place, and so I am doing my live stream tonight here. And like I said, what I plan on doing for my videos tomorrow, and in the Sunday video, I will probably be in the same spot, but I got my camera and I'll just do my video that way, indoors, because I don't want to give away the location of where I'm at. They want the privacy, and I respect that. And so I don't know how long a video from here is going to take to upload. Haven't even tried it. Don't know. So I will try to get the video going up early and see if it's going to take forever. And if it takes forever, I just may just do one video tomorrow. And then, when I get back to New York on Sunday at some point, and we'll see what happens. We're going to play it by ear. We're going to play it by, it looks like a moose lodge. I have some really good friends of mine, loves antiques. And so they have a lot of antique stuff. And so that's what so I'm here for the weekend, and we're going to have fun. We're going to have a good time. And so I got, like I said, now Miss Hella is right here, and she knows it's been a long day for her as well. And yeah, very high ceilings. Actually, I'll do this, guys, for you real quick. Look at that. Got the deer antler light, got the fan up there going, right? So very, very neat. And again, down over here is the wood stove behind me. So it's nice and toasty warm in here. And Hella does not look pregger to me. She's still thin. It's still early. She would have, like, today's the middle of November. She's looking at like at least 6 more weeks. It'd be January before she would have puppies. So, it may be a while before if she is, and I don't know if she is or not. I did not get the trailer skirted yet, Mary Tyler. I plan on doing that. I knew that I was going to be leaving. The last 4 days before today have been insane, running around taking care of things, and so I've been doing that, and so I did not get a chance to skirt that trailer yet. So Steve is down there in the big blue house. keeping an eye on things, and so he is good to go as far as that goes. And we will when I get back, we'll. I always say we because I got me and Hella. When me and Hella get back, we will take care of things and we will go from there. And but we're going to be getting a wood stove in the blue house as well. So that's going to be one of the projects. Do we need to get a bunch of wood? Yes, we do. Okay. But we're going to be okay. And we can stay warm as best we can. And we're going to, like I said, this is going to be my first winter in West Virginia. Could there be a possibility of a big snowstorm in West Virginia? Yep, there sure could be. Could happen. We'll see what happens, and we'll deal with it. That's part of, doing prepping and living the way that I live. You've got to try to be as ready as you can be. I had somebody said, well, you're all set in New York. Why don't you go up to New York for the winter? Well, I want to live in West Virginia full time. For the most part, I'm at least 3 weeks out of every month I'm in West Virginia, and I love it down in West Virginia. So I don't want to be in New York for a tremendous amount of reasons. So, and the last winter, I mentioned to you guys that last winter was going to be my last winter in New York. So I want to make something clear. Okay, we're going to talk about something really quickly, and we're going to get this cleared up. But real quick, first, I do want to ask again, we're at 387 in the chat. We got 152 thumbs up. If you have not shot that thumbs up yet, again, I'm going to ask you really quickly to do so. And thank you ahead of time. Also, again, it really makes a huge difference with the algorithm. So the more interaction we have, the better off we're going to be. And Ed, we got a lot of snow where I live. Okay, Richard. Well, that's, yeah. A lot of people got hit. So again, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon as well to get all notifications. So I want to make something. So people were like, "Well, you had all summer to get things squared away down in West Virginia, and you didn't do it, right?" Terry just said over 8,000 people have lost power in Buffalo, New York. I expect that number to rise, Terry. If they're going to be getting 4 foot of snow, there definitely will be more power outages, and hopefully, I say this with a sincere heart. Hopefully people have been prepared accordingly. They know what's coming, and hopefully they are ready to deal with that. And, they've done that. So, but anyway, so the original game plan, let's go back to my original game plan, right? Put my place on the, in New York on the market, sell it, have that money to use in West Virginia. And I didn't get any offers, right? And so, my sister and my daughter basically said, we would like to stay in New York. Okay. So I have a place for them to stay in New York. So, okay. So I didn't sell my property. I took it off the market. So who does that hurt, right? That hurts me because now I'm in a camper in West Virginia and I'm going to be wintering in that camper in West Virginia. And they're going to be in New York and they got the wood and everything like that. And they're good to go. And that's fine. And I'm okay with that. I'm doing what I have to do. Finances weren't there this year to do the things that I wanted to do in West Virginia. So plans change. The best laid plans, all right, of mice and men, planning is great and it works on paper, but in reality, sometimes that doesn't work. So, I'm going to do what I have to do. I'm going to take care of what I have to take care of. I will get the camper skirted in and, we'll go from there. And that's okay. I'm going to do what I can do. I'm going to take care of what I can take care of. I want you to understand something too. And this was brought up in comments and I want to address this. Or like, well, you should have been doing this and you should have been doing that. And you're focused on the bunker, right? Well, guess what? When I dig in the bunker with a jackhammer, what does it cost me to dig there in the bunker? Gas, that's it. Sweat equity, that's it. Doesn't cost me anything. So I can do that and not have to spend a tremendous amount of money because buying 2 gallons of gas every so often to refill, the gas can, it's not hurting me financially. Would I love to have a cabin of some sort built down there by now? I sure would. That would be great. But it wasn't feasible this year. It wasn't doable. So, will I in time? I will in time. But right now, I can't. So I'm going to have to do what I need to do to get through this winter. And that's it, period. That's how it works. Again, everything doesn't always go smoothly, everything doesn't always go the way that you want it. There's going to be bumps in the road, you know? So, and wouldn't more dogs put a bigger strain on your budget? Yeah, yeah, they would. But guess what? That's life. You know, it's all I can prep too. It's all about choices you make, and I'm going to make the choices that I need to make, and that's it. You know, I mean, we all are making choices, right? Everybody on here is making some kind of choice of what they want to do, what they don't want to do. But you know, that's what we have to think about. So, you know, yeah, no worries, folks. Ed eats Lucky Charms. I don't eat them very much, to be honest with you. You know, but you know, we all have, like I said, again, we all have choices that we can make. And you know, I keep checking the money trees out back, and the 20s aren't growing, the tens, the fives, the ones aren't growing, the $100 bills aren't growing. I wish they were, because I would go pluck them off of there and I would get things rocking and rolling, and that would be great. But that's not reality. Reality is that you know, we have to do what we have to do. And so if it means, you know, having to focus on something that I can do that's not going to cost me a lot of money, just like, you know, cutting wood is not going to cost me a lot of money. I can make a temporary wood shelter for the wood out of pallets if I have to. It won't look pretty, it won't be sexy, but all it has to do right now is be functional, you know. But I'm not watering them enough, Janet. Okay, maybe that's I need to put more Miracle Grow in there. You know, it's easy to sit back and when you're not in somebody's shoes, cast judgment. And again, I'm doing the same thing, right? When I talked about, like, if you go back and watch my video earlier, I'm judging people straight up. Absolutely, I'm judging people. But I really get tired of people that make excuses every time uh, for everything. Everything is an excuse. Nobody ever takes not, I shouldn't say not anybody, but a lot, most people, let me rephrase that. Most people will not take personal responsibility. And you don't think that I knew that I would get hammered in the comments because I didn't prepare properly and didn't show things with what happened with my solar system, right? With the battery room. You didn't think I knew I wasn't going to get hammered, but I felt that it is important to share that information because we are all human beings. We all make mistakes. And you can't learn from me if I'm only showing you my successes, right? And everything you undertake, everything you do is not going to be successful. Um, I like Jane Delaney says here, any progress is positive. If you're doing something positive and trying to do something better day to day, make your life better. What am I doing that's going to make my life better? Help me down the road and all those type of things. Uh, that's, you know, that's important. Like building a bunker and getting a place where I can store my food in a temperature controlled area where I don't have to worry about heat, I don't have to worry about the cold, that it is going to be safe, and that you know, that's important to me, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing with that. Is it going to take time? I have said absolutely yes, it's going to take time. Is it going as fast as I would like? Absolutely not. But again, that's life. But if you just go, oh, nope, that didn't work out the way I wanted, I'm just going to give up. So what happens then? What are you going to do? What are your options, right? So you should drive on, make your dream a reality, make it come true. And anybody that makes whatever comments on it, that's perfectly fine. Um, you can do whatever you want to do. I'm going to do what I want to do. If it doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out. And guess what? I'll show you. I'll show you that it didn't work out. But I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to tell you right now, this is not going to fail. This is going to work. And it is not going to be easy. And I know that. I knew that going in. You know, I didn't realize that we would be trying to dig through clay that was like concrete. Hey, Freddie left you. Your last video was gold, triggered a lot of viewers. Gotta love the haters. Well, and exactly. But thank you very much for the statement, Freddie, and thank you for the comment. And you're right. What makes here's what I think triggers people. Okay, and I think this makes a lot of sense. If I say something that hits close to home, boy, people don't like to hear that. They don't like to hear it. You know what I mean? They don't like to be reminded of any fallacies or any thing that is a negative thing. Um, like I said, I don't. First of all, I don't mind constructive criticism. I really don't. But here I'm going to give you an example. Okay, here's constructive criticism. Now, there are several people that have said, "Well, I wouldn't do it this way. I would have done it that way," and stuff like that. And that's fine. That's fine. We all have our ways that we want to do stuff. But when you come on the channel and you say you're a stupid a-hole and you're a moron and all that type of stuff, that's not constructive criticism. And I'm going to delete the comment and I'm going to block that person. Period. And here's the other thing that I will say, and this is sincere, okay? If you say, "Oh, you're being stupid and you should do it this way," please show me the videos of you doing it the right way, because I would love to learn too. If I'm a moron and I'm doing stuff stupid, I would love to see your videos of how you did it the right way and how your success works for you, and I can learn from you. So I'm more than willing to watch those videos. If you make those comments, send me the links showing me how you did it the right way, because obviously, a lot of you are so much smarter than I am. So I would appreciate that. But here's the other part, okay? At least I'm trying, right? I'm making an effort. A lot of people out there, they want to talk a ton of crap. They're doing nothing. They're absolutely doing nothing. So when the time comes and something happens, they're going to be like, "Oh my God," and they're going to be crapping their pants. Well, guess what? I'm still um, going to be doing what I'm doing, and I'm going to make this a success. When I got the property in New York, and we got started up there, and we didn't get the building. I'm trying to remember when we first got the lofted barn, the 14 by 40 lofted barn. I think we got it in October. Okay, and I had put the blocks under it wrong. Had everybody say, "Oh my God, that's wrong. You can't put the blocks under there. That's not the right way." I had no idea. I had no idea, right? No idea whatsoever. So another person that watched the channel had called me up, and we had emailed me, and I called him, and he said, "I'm going to come. I'm going to take a week, and I want to help you. We're going to get those blocks reset." And if you remember at that time, so this was October, I had just had cancer surgery in July, where they basically gutted me like a fish. Uh, it took me a year. I Can Prep 2 gifted 5 Preppreneurs 1 memberships. Thank you very much, I Can Prep 2. That's very, very awesome of you. And they're showing the people that you gifted that to. That's very, very kind of you. Very nice. Thank you very much. It's very, very kind of you. So very nice. Um, and again, like the memberships, guys, I appreciate the support. I really, truly do. It really, really does help with the channel as well. My money, whatever I make, goes into what I'm doing. And it's not. You're not going to see me with. Again, thank you very much. It's very much appreciated. You know, I'm not going on fancy vacations, and I'm not, pissing away money and having big gold chains on and all that type of stuff. I mean, I am still me. I'm always going to be me. I needed a truck, so I bought a truck, right? And I got a nice payment along with that truck. So that happens. That's part of life. But to do what I need to do down here in West Virginia, I definitely needed a truck, and it has been very handy and has been amazingly helpful. And so that's very, very cool. So Yeah. Oh, you know what? I can't even, guys. You know what? I got to let you know right now. Why we support you? I'll get my accounts fixed soon. All right, Malachi's Corner. Not to worry. And I understand what you're saying. She got hacked, and so she had to cancel like all her prescriptions, and that's fine. I totally understand that, and not a problem. So, um, I'm not going to be able to do an egg count tonight, guys, because I can't text and I can't call. So I'm not going to be able to give you guys. So we're going to have to skip that, unfortunately, for tonight, because I did not think to call her while I still had service. Again, I'm in an area where I have zero cell service. I'm not going to have it for the whole weekend. I'm not going to be able to call out. I'm not going to be able to get any calls in or texts or anything like that. So everybody wins the egg count tonight with whatever your guess is. How's that? So, uh, I don't know, just literally I looked at the time and I went, oh crap. So, but it happens. But anyway, I'm going to tell you what. Okay, so I'm going to go back to what I was talking about here a little while ago. So when we got the building in, and that gentleman came and helped me reset the blocks, which was enormous, huge help, really huge help. We cut in some windows, we got windows in, and I was not a whole lot of help. The first day I helped them, and then I was wiped. I was in so much pain, and I overdid it. I tried to do too much, and it was not good. It was just not good. I was not physically ready to be able to do that type of stuff. I had a lot of people at that time say, there's no way you're getting that building ready before winter. And my response to anybody that had that type of question was, watch me, right? If you guys remember that, if you go back and watch those videos, and it was the middle of November, and we had gotten it insulated in the our home. We had the wiring run at that point, and so we were literally sleeping on the floor in front of the fireplace, because it was at that point, it was like the 15th, 16th of November. It was too cold to be in the camper anymore, and the camper just wasn't cutting it. And so, that's what we did. And so I had a guy in there doing the construction inside. And I remember saying to him, take care of my kids' rooms first, get their room squared away so that they have their stuff squared away. Right. But that's what we did. And guess what? We got it done, and we wintered in that building that first winter, you know. But when somebody tells you over and over and over again, oh, you can't do this, this can't get done, this is impossible, that's impossible. If you listen to that, you will stop and you will quit. I had a really good friend of mine, a couple of years ago, and we were talking, okay, and he helped me zero with the property. All right, and he had some skills. He could have helped, but he chose not to, and that was his choice. And whatever, that's fine. But he told me a couple of years ago, we were talking. He said, I'm going to tell you what, man, I got to be honest with you. He said, when you moved up to the property and you got started, I was like, there's no way he's going to make it. There's no way he's going to make it. He goes, I have to give it to you. He goes, you had no skills, none, zero going up there. And I didn't be 100% honest, but I had determination. I knew it could be successful, and I knew with hard work and effort that we could get things done. And that's exactly what we did. And so, and it's in the property in New York is very successful. It's an awesome property. I just don't like the state that it's in. So with starting all over again, and of course I got that. I got to tell you now. I'll give you an example of this too. So Sean James up in Canada, he started his new cabin build last year, and he had put on there. He was 50 years old. He's like, and here I am at 50, starting all over again. Am I too old to do this type of thing? And we started down here. I got down, I bought the property last year. As you guys know, it's already been a year since I've owned the property. I bought it in August of last year. We got the camper down there before the winter, and then I came back up here and I came back up and I wintered in New York. And so I've been pretty much full time down in West Virginia since April. And, I think we've made a tremendous amount of progress. I have a tremendous group of people that I'm working with as far as my group goes, and I've made a ton of mistakes. And guess what? Will I make more? You betcha, I'll make more. But you know what? I will also show you those mistakes, because if I show you those mistakes, hopefully you don't make the same mistakes, and you can learn from my mistakes. And with what I'm doing, I think everybody should be doing it, to be honest with you. Not necessarily in my group. If you're, like if you live in California, it's not realistic to think that you're going to come to my compound. That's not real. If you live in Southern Florida, that's not realistic to think that that is going to be a possibility that you would make it there. But age is just a number. It's determination and willpower. So, 56 years old, I start the new adventure. I'm 57 now, turned in June. So, I don't care. I'm going to do it, period. That's it. There isn't, there's not like, I don't quit. Now, my body will tell me when I've overdone it, and I have to, not, I still push, but, there's days that I have to go, okay, well, today is going to be a do nothing day because I've overdone it, and I know I've overdone it, and, and that type of thing. So, it just, these things happen, folks. These things happen. And, that's, if you give up and you quit, nothing gets accomplished. And if you listen to all the negativity and the people that say negative things, nothing's ever going to get accomplished. So, again, one of my favorite things to say to people is watch me do it, period, because it's going to happen. You may think, oh, he's never going to get this done. This is never going to get done. It may not be on your timetable, but it's going to get done. And that's just the reality, period. There's not another option. So, and, like I said, and I enjoy this. I really, truly do. So, quitters are quitters. They give up, and they blame everything else of why they weren't able to do it, right? Never take 1 ounce of personal responsibility and say, well, I failed because of me. They don't say that. They never say that. It's always somebody else's fault, or it's because, mommy didn't hold them enough as a baby, and they have this anger issue and whatever. Those are all excuses, folks, all excuses. If you set your mind to something and then you set about to making it happen, you can accomplish it. You can accomplish it if you set realistic goals. And so, I'm going to continue to set goals. I have things that I want to get done in West Virginia. And will it happen as fast as I want? Probably not, but it's going to happen. I'm telling you that right now. It's going to happen. So what are we at? 413 in the chat. We're at 234 on the thumbs up. Again, if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to please do so to show support for the channel. And I appreciate that. Also, it makes a really big difference with the algorithms. So the more interaction on the channel, thumbs up, comments, all those type of things, it pushes us higher up in the ranking. So I appreciate it for that way as well. Also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. So real quick, I do want to talk about my website, PrepperNurse1.com. We have the Prepper Nurse community there, which is a resource that we set up for you guys to be able to connect with like-minded people. Okay, so PrepperNurse1.com, you get there, you'll see PN1 community. You click on that. You do have to register, but no credit card information is asked. Once you're in, check out the message boards. Look for people in your state or your country to be able to connect with like-minded people in your area. I think that's really, really important, networking with like-minded people, okay? Secondly, on my website, if you go there again, PrepperNurse1.com, you will see the Forefathers logo. If you click on their logo, it will take you to their website. Once you're on their website, if you decide to make a CBD or a hemp purchase, you can save 15% by using the discount code PrepperNurse1. So definitely take advantage of that as well, okay? So it's there for you. And you can take advantage of that. CBD products are really, really helpful with a lot of ailments. So definitely check that out. All right. Last but not least, on my website, again, preppernurse1.com. You get there, you click on store, it will drop down. You'll see Legacy Foods. You click on that, it will take you to the store within the website. So definitely check that out. 25-year shelf life, GMO free. It is vegetarian. It is also gluten options are available for people that need that as well. There's beef and chicken options that can be purchased separately. So definitely check out that as well. The Legacy freeze dried food is a good thing to supplement other preps. You need, I think, to have different options. And because I always say the freeze dried food is perfect for, and I don't want to say a lazy prepper, but somebody that doesn't want to put a ton of effort into worrying about rotating and all that type of stuff. You buy it, you keep it in a cool, dark place, and it's going to be good for 25 years. So, I mean, that's easy. So, Sharon, she says, did I bring my list with me? I did, and it is in another building right now. So I'm not going to stop and go grab that and then come back because it's going to take a little bit of time. But I did bring it with me. So when I am in New York, I will have my list with me. So, but tonight we're going to wing it. It's going to be a wing it night, is what tonight is going to be. But it's just so anyway. But you know, though that's the information I have on the website, so definitely take advantage of that. So less expensive than purchasing a freeze dryer, absolutely. And like I said, I think it's a nice option to have. Do you need to have rice and beans? Yes, and with all kinds of beans. Should you have wheat? Have wheat that is still in the shell. Wheat berries. Okay, I think you should have those as well. Now you're going to need a grinder with that so that you can, and that'll last 30 years that way if it's in the wheat berry form. You can grind that with a grinder and you end up getting flour. So I think that that's a really good thing to have. And I think it's important to have that. So you also should have freeze dried food, canned goods, all those type of things, a variety of things. So you're not eating the same thing over and over and over again, day after day. You're trying to mix it up. One of the things that I highly recommend that people get your spices, get your gravy mixes. So literally, think about this. Let's say I'm going to have rice 5 days in a row, right? Oh my God, 5 days in a row, you'd be tired of eating rice. But if I take chicken gravy on day one and mix it in with my rice, on day two, I use beef gravy. On day three, I use turkey gravy. On day four, I use a pork gravy. So you see where I'm going with this? You can change that taste, you can change that texture of that food by mixing it up that way. And so I definitely recommend having gravy mixes in those type of things. I think it's important to have. You definitely should have spices so you can change the way food tastes when you're eating it. If you're eating bland rice day after day after day, you're going to get to a point where you're not going to want to eat it. So, cricket gravy. Well, if that's what you're into, you can have cricket gravy. I will take a pass on that, but yeah, it's just dried beans can last 30 years, Pam Sloan. They can last 30 years. What you need to do with your beans, if I decide I'm going to have lentils or I'm going to have pinto beans is a good example. Probably pinto beans is a better example. I'm going to soak them overnight so that they are going to be in better shape for the next day, and then I'm going to cook them. And so those are things that you need to think about, plan ahead as well. And like I said, if you can get out there and you can do any hunting, wild turkey, venison, pheasant, rabbit, nice change of pace. Put different stuff in with your rice. Rice is a filler. That's what you're using the rice for. Beans are a protein. You need that protein to continue to do what you need to do. So, but yeah, it's just you just got to work at it. You got to plan. And it's funny, right? So I didn't plan well, or I put stuff off with my battery room and everything like that. And thank goodness it didn't cost me my batteries because of poor planning. But food wise, I'm like locked in and I'm like good to go with food and prepared that way. All these things happen. It's just, it is what it is. And so, you might be strong in one thing and you might be weak in something else. But what you have to do is you have to look at, self evaluate, realize where you're weak, and do something to better that. That's exactly what I'm doing, and I'm going to continue to do that. I am growing, learning, evolving. One of the things that I'm taking with me with the new adventure in West Virginia is a lot of experience from 8 years of living off grid in New York. Okay. I've learned a lot, made a ton of mistakes. And like I said, I've made mistakes already down here, not taking care of things sooner than I should have. And that happens, and you learn from it. Should I been maintaining my generator every month, firing it up, making sure it's good, doing all that? Yep, I sure should have. Did I? Nope, I didn't. Okay. Distracted, a million other one things on my mind. I'm slowly trying to bring down supplies, from New York. And every month I'm bringing more stuff down. That's what happens. You get busy. Other things become a priority. And so, I'll get to that later. I'll put that aside. Well, sometimes yeah, I'd make a monthly checklist to help remember. Yeah, and that's exactly what needs to be done. But like I said, I'm a human being. I make mistakes like everybody else. I am not perfect. I don't know everything. I don't claim to know everything. But I will tell you this, folks. This I can guarantee you. I guarantee you. SHTF happens tomorrow, I'm going to be in a whole lot better shape than most of the people in this country. More than most. 93% of people are not prepared for a 2-week disaster. So many people in this country don't even know how to make a fire. Think about that. So I know that I have given myself an edge. I've given myself better odds to, to survive. One of the things, I'll tell you what, this made me really, really proud, really, really proud. Heather said to me yesterday, I think it was, she goes, Dad, I got a fire going off of one coal in the wood stove. There was like one hot coal, small coal. And I got the fire going from that because that's a game I've played. I like doing that. I like seeing that little bitty, and I'm talking like, that big of a coal and work on it and get the stuff and blow it and get it going and get a fire going from that without having to, clear everything out, put new matches in there and all that type of stuff. Or not matches, I mean new kindling and all that type of stuff. If you can get it going off that one coal, that's a game. And I love that type of stuff. To me, that's a challenge. And so when she told me that she did that same way, I was so proud because I think that that's hugely important. I know that Heather had what I've instilled in her, what I've taught her. Something goes down, and let's say she can never get to me in West Virginia. And I would hate for that to happen. I would hate for that to happen. But let's say it did. I know my daughter can make it because she's been given those skills. And she's got, I'm going to tell you what, my daughter is me in a female form. And the only difference between me and my daughter is Heather's more politically correct. And I never will be. Never will be. I'm not changing who I am to cater to anybody or, to cow down and, kiss anybody's behind. Won't do it. Not going to do it. Never have been, never done it. Not for any job because there was always another job out there. And that's it. Yeah, and she doesn't have a goatee, right? But Heather's me in a female form. And she's coming into her own and she's developing her own style and her own personality. And I love that. I love that, and she's a good kid. She's a really good kid and she's got a bright future. And, and I can't even begin to tell you how proud of her I am. Eddie's doing fantastic as well. He's into his guitars and that's his thing. And, and that's okay too. There's nothing wrong with that. If you are doing something, and here's what I want you to think about, okay? If you are doing something that you love, how is that ever a bad thing? How is that ever bad? You know what? I'm blessed. I get to do what I love all the time. I get to talk about what I love to do all the time. Uh, Being able to have conversations with people, helping people, opening their eyes, and maybe guiding them a little bit if they need guidance, or if they have questions that I can help answer. I mean, that's awesome to be able to be in that position, and I like that. So, and like I said, the people that want to hate and say hateful things, screw them. I don't care. You know what? Because you do that on my channel. Like I said, I'm just going to block you and you're going to be gone. Period. That's it. I don't have to listen to it. See, there's the beauty of it being my channel. Somebody's like, oh, well, you're all full of censorship and blah, blah, blah. So I should let people say hateful, nasty, horrible things. A lot of stuff I'll leave up, a lot of stuff I'll leave up. But if you're going to be like super hateful, no, I'm not leaving that up. No way. So, and I don't have to, because like I said, again, it's my channel, my rules. That's how it works. And it's real simple. If you don't like it, man, go watch somebody else's channel. There's a ton of them out there. Go watch the unicorns and the rainbows and whatever else is out there. Have a good time. Knock yourself out. But you want somebody that's going to be straight up. You want somebody that's going to be honest to a fault, tell you like it is. Try to teach people. Then this is where you want to be. And again, more than happy to have you learn from my mistakes because, like I said, again, none of us are perfect and we all make them. So, but no worries, Ed. My neighbor is a parsley farmer. He got sued. They garnish his. Oh my God, that's funny. That's funny. I like that. Good joke. All right. Let's do. Did you build the USS Gerald Ford aircraft carrier? No, I can't say that I did, Alpha Zero. I had no hand in that whatsoever. I don't know why that question is asked, but there you go. So anyway, um, let's do some shout outs. I'm going to try to remember as much as I can, and then we'll just kind of fill in tonight. Like I said, I do have my book with me, but it's in another building right now. And so I'm not running over to go get that. So, oh, Bizarriz has a new episode of. Awesome. Okay. So, first of all, we are going to go with, oh, excuse me, Icky Can up in Canada. Real good friend of mine. I would ask you to support him. JJ just threw his link up there. Go support his channel. He's been living off grid probably a year less than I have, and he's doing a really good job up there. Also, we have Angry Prepper Jason in New York City. Highly recommend you listen to Jason. Very intelligent man and a good human being on top of it. He really is. Got a great, kind heart and a lot of respect for him. A lot of respect for him. You have Rudy, Alaska Prepper up in Canada, or Canada, up in Alaska. Another good dude. Definitely show him some support as well. You have Alaska Granny as well. Then you have North Shore Preparedness, who is up in Canada. Also up in Canada, you have Steve Wallace with Camping with Steve. Definitely check him out as well. You have 80K Man, is somebody just said, got a new episode up of the Carrington Chronicles. Go check him out. It's a good series, a lot of good information. Definitely check him out. You have 80K Man up in the Adirondacks. So definitely check him out as well. There's Monkey Works. You have Prep Rebel. There is St. Bernard Acres with Joe. Ice Age Farmer. Ryan Hall with the weather. If you want your weather, definitely should get it from him. You have Bear Independent. There is Patera with the Appalachia Homestead. There is Wrangle Star, Cody, another good channel. You have the Fit Farmer. There is you hold on a second. Brain had to kick back in here a second. There is Kyle's Cabin up in Minnesota with Kyle and Sierra. Definitely check them out. There's Doug and Stacy. You have Bjorn Hansen. There is Southern Prepper One. You have Corporal's Corner is another really good channel. Oppenheimer Ranch Project with Diamond. Townsend's. Russell Brand makes you think, and I like that about Russell Brand. He gives you an opportunity. You have Pinball Preparedness. There is East Tennessee Preparedness. You have, oh God, I know I'm thinking of Girl in the Woods and Bush Radical, husband and wife team. Definitely check them out as well. A lot of good information on their channels. I already said Doug and Stacy. You have Bushcraft Bear in the Canary Islands in La Palma. There is The Uneducated Economist. You have, oh God, I'm trying to think. Brain is now starting. The Needy Homesteader is another one. Yep, that's a good channel as well. A lot of great channels out there, a lot of really good information. I really, truly do believe that we should all be supporting each other. We are not a whole huge network of people. Oh, Marfugal News. I didn't mention Adam and Dax. How could I forget them? Definitely check them out as well. Boss of the Swamp. You have I'm trying to think. Oh God, they're in Tennessee as well. Little House Off Gritty. So definitely check them out. Young couple there. Heather has her Etsy channel as well. So definitely check her out as well. She makes jewelry, and she also has the cat hats and stuff like that. So a lot of great information out there. A lot of good channels. People look at things differently, and I think it's important to keep an open mind and to see where we're at. What are we at? 272 on a thumbs up. We got like 14 minutes to go, guys. Let's get that up. Let's go with 325. Let's see if we can hit 325 thumbs up here before we jump off. So if you have not done so yet, again, I'm going to ask you to throw that thumbs up there. And I don't think that's too much to ask. That's 51 more thumbs up. So let's see what we can do with that. But yes, people look. Mary Greeley News is another one. Southern Prepper one, I believe I did say him. So a lot of good information out there, a lot of really good channels. We should be supporting each other, and I think it's important that we do that. Okay, so I said Prep Rebel. I'm just trying to think if there's anybody else that I'm missing off of my list. So I'm probably, but we'll worry about that. That'll be something we can worry about another day. Again, up in Buffalo area, they are getting a Red Poppy Ranch. Yes, I did not say them. You're correct. It's another one. Survival Lily is another one that I did not say. So, but Buffalo's getting hammered. Somebody in the chat earlier said 8,000 people are already without power. I think you're going to absolutely see that number increase. They've already had 2 foot of snow, and they're looking at least another 2 foot between now and Sunday. So it's going to be bad. If you don't have to go anywhere, I would ask you to please, please, please stay home. Be safe if you're in the Buffalo area. There is no reason to risk your life for anything. So please don't do that, But, you just, like I said, just be safe. And I think there was a mention when I was reading about it, 2 people have already died because of the snowstorm, because of shoveling snow, heart attacks. And that happens all the time too. Somebody's out of shape, they get out there, they think they can do more than they can. And the next thing you know, they have a heart attack and they drop dead. It's not worth your life. It is not worth your life. So to be updated on what's happening, again, Ryan Hall, y'all, with the weather. Very generous gentleman as well. Great channel. Very, very passionate about the weather. So definitely, go support him as well. And he gives back a lot, which is awesome. So, but yeah. So, all right. Guys, keep prepping. Don't stop prepping. Don't give up. Don't listen to negativity. Stay positive. Do what you can do. Control what you can control. Everything that you do that's in a forward advancement of whatever your dream is, to either be off grid, to be prepared, food wise, supplies wise, water wise, whatever the case may be. Everything that you do is a victory. It's all a victory, because when the time comes, and this is again, and I say this a lot, you're going to have what you have. No more trips to the store, no more last minute runs. You're going to have what you have. So yes, I will be getting the kittens on this trip. That is the game plan. So that is, yes, I do plan they will be coming back. There's 2 of them, black one and one of the one orange. black and the orange ones were the ones that made it. So I do plan on picking them up this trip, and they will be coming back to West Virginia. So that'll be cool. I'm looking forward to that. So Hella will be fine. She's been raised around cats. We've had cats, forever in New York. And, until this year when she started coming down with me, she's been around cats her whole life. So she will not hurt the cats. She'll probably protect them. And they'll probably all end up sleeping together, so that's what'll end up happening with that. So she will protect the kittens. So I'm looking forward to having cats again as well. I like having cats, like having dogs. Caesar and Pandora are going to remain in New York. Their job is early warning system. They're there to help, Heather and Becky, if somebody's coming around. They are a deterrent. And I think that both of those dogs would protect, both Heather and Becky. So that's a good thing as well. So. Yeah, Hella and the other cats get along fine. So I don't foresee any problems whatsoever. When animals are raised around, cats or dogs or whatever, it's just like, oh, okay, here's another one. That's it. Will you have a kitten naming contest? I don't know if I'm going to do that or not, Troy. I'm gonna see. We'll see. Maybe. I may do that. Maybe I'll do that with one of the kittens. I don't know yet. I got to see when I get them and what their personalities are and how they act. And, because a lot of times to me, they name themselves. So, they're, like I said, I absolutely love cats. I think cats are fantastic, and they're just wonderful. I go back to this. I'll tell you one quick story and we'll move on here. I'm doing a video one day and I was pretty upset. And I was sitting at the picnic table, and I was really, really upset. And Buddy jumped up on the picnic table and wanted love, so I started petting him. And not even thinking about it, I just started petting Buddy. And later, somebody had mentioned that cat knew you needed comfort, that you needed to have that companionship, and so he offered that, and he helped calm you down. And I went back and I watched that video, and it blew me away because that cat knew. He knew I was upset, and he was there offering himself as comfort, to help calm me down and to distract me and refocus, I guess. And it worked, and it's amazing. But animals are very, very perceptive, and they feed off of your energy. If you're negative all the time and you're, a jerk, they're going to know that, and they're not going to want to be around you. So I love my animals. I always have. I think animals are awesome, and cats have a job. Their job is to get rid of the mice, to get rid of those type of things. That's their job. But they also deserve to be treated with love and respect and dignity as well. So, all right, let's do this. We are Legion because we are everywhere. We're a huge network of people. Where is everybody from tonight? And we're at 289 on the thumbs up, guys. Let's get that up to 325 before we jump off here. We have Melbourne, Australia with Philip in the house. Waterloo, New York. Nowhere, Oklahoma with Okie Forge. Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Dayton, Ohio. Connecticut, BC, Canada. Indiana. Tucson, Arizona. West Virginia's in the house with Morning Light. Wisconsin, Ontario, Canada. Auburn, California. Central Kentucky. Indiana with Tanya. Welcome, welcome. We have Alabama. Verone, BC, Canada. Charlotte County, Florida. The cold, windy Pennsylvania wilds. Pennsyltucky Granny. Love the name, Granny. Awesome. Love it. Union City, Pennsylvania. Troutman, North Carolina. Virginia. Greenlee County, Arizona. Littleton, New Hampshire. St. Augustine, Florida. Auburn, California. BC, Canada. Bumstead, Florida. Fort Worth, Texas. Jason from Northern California. Glad to have you here. Enola, Pennsylvania, East Tennessee, Florida, Central Alabama. We got Michigan in the house with Hope, Salem, Oregon, Eastern Oregon. We have Florida in the house, Inverness, Florida with Clyde in the house. Glad to have you here, Clyde. Tell the wife I said hello, please. East Central Illinois, the high desert of Eastern Oregon. Very nice. So, Michigan is in the house. So again, guys, we are all over the place. We are a huge, huge network of people. And I don't think a lot of people realize how much power we really yield because we're a huge group of people that are ready for whatever. We're ready for whatever. And I think that's important. We got New Hampshire's in the house with Brenda and, Western New York. But, if we organized, really ever truly organized, boy, government would be terrified. We have Arizona's in the house, Gardner, Kansas. 301 on the thumbs up. We need 24 more thumbs up, guys. Can we get there to hit 325 before we jump off? Let's get that thumbs up out there if you haven't done it yet. And thank you ahead of time. Isn't Western Pennsylvania getting hammered too? I believe some parts of it near Lake Erie, JJ. So yes, I do believe some parts of Pennsylvania are getting it as well. Along the I-90 corridor, like I said, they've done shutdowns from Cleveland through Buffalo. They've shut down that whole area because of the storm, because they don't want people stranded out on the highways, which is a good thing. So yeah, definitely, I would encourage people to be super, super safe. I think I-79, as you come up into Buffalo to 90, you should definitely be careful in that area as well. But just plan accordingly. Make sure, excuse me, if you heard that. Make sure that you have a go bag in your vehicles, and you're ready to, if you had to shelter in place, that you're ready to do that with food, water, change of clothes, some long johns, some way to light, a fire, and all those type of things. So anyway, I want to thank my moderators. Yes, it was JJ. No, it was a duck that squeaked. I stepped on a duck over here. I want to thank my moderators who do an absolutely fantastic job keeping the chat clean. Very much appreciated. You guys are awesome. So I thank you for what you do. Also, I want to thank all you guys for being here. Alan Rice from Southern West Virginia. I want to thank all you guys for being here and the support, with everything. It really does mean a lot to me, and thank you very much. So, no, that was just a squeaker. That wasn't a juicy, wet one, if you will, away from society. When it's those ones, you go, ooh, wait a minute. That wasn't what that was. I've had those kind. So, what are we at? 306. We need 19 more thumbs up, guys. 19 more thumbs up to hit 325 before we jump off there. Can we make it happen? So, again, if you haven't done so yet, please do so. Remember, guys, we truly are all in this together. We really, really are. If we could ever come together as human beings and not feed into the hysteria and the BS in race, religion, political affiliation, the vax, the unvax, these are all tools that are being used to keep us separated, to keep us fighting amongst each other. That's all they are. That's what they want. They want you to be fighting. They don't want you to get along. They want you to hate each other. Because why? The people, the powers that be, the ones that are in control, the ones that are really pulling the strings behind the headlines, it keeps you down and keeps them where they're at. And that's what they want. So they're going to continue to push buttons to get people in that way. So it's crazy. Anyway, also remember, guys, hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really, really important to tell the people that we care about every day how we feel. We need 14 more thumbs up, guys. We're almost there. We're at 311. We need 14 more. Also remember, guys, STD, step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to do, whatever you are trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that can stop you from reaching your goals is you, period. That's it. Nobody else. If you stay positive and stay away from the negativity, you're going to be just fine. All right? You're going to be fine. Set realistic goals and then set around to making them happen. And don't listen to negative people telling you what you cannot accomplish, what you cannot do, because they're just petty their life sucks and they want your life to suck too. Your life doesn't have to suck. It's a choice. What are we at? 312. So we need 13 more. I'm going to give it like 1 minute here. Can we get 13 more thumbs up, guys? Probably not tonight, but that's okay. Can we get there? Guess we just don't have enough people in the chat. That's all right. Anyway, guys, listen, be safe. Have a great week. I'm going to try to get a video up tomorrow. We're going to see how that goes. And so hopefully you'll see a video at 3 o'clock. If not, know that I'm fine, I'm safe, and I'm doing okay, and that I will be back posting on Sunday. So if there is nothing tomorrow, that is the reason why. All right? Everybody have a great night. I will see you all later. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.